Another problem I have out here, being a Southerner, is I talk to everybody. Like, I talk to the people who open the door for you, the baristas, Uber drivers. Guys, they have so many great stories. Like, I'm telling you, every time I get an Uber, I'm like, yes, where are you from? Love Uber drivers. But the thing is, I can never seem to find good LA women. I feel like I'm on this, like, consistent hunt to find good women. I'm like, oh my gosh, where are the good women? But a while back, I was waiting tables when I first moved here, which is comical because in my first 6 months I was in LA, I worked at 3 different restaurants, and they all closed on me. I know, my mom was like, you brought in the LA curse. She was like, you know what this means, Sarah? I'm like, what, Mom? You just gotta move back home. I was like, no, that's not what it means. That's not what it means. So I stayed. I'm still here. But, so I was waiting tables. Hey, I was waiting tables. And there was a group of, like, fun girls. And they were, like, sitting here, you know, drinking, having appetizers. And I was like, oh, these girls look so fun. I wish I had some fun friends. And I was like, maybe I'll, you know, kind of become friends with them and they'll invite me out or something. So I'm waiting tables, and there's this one girl, and we just are hitting it off. I'm like, oh, she's funny. This girl is just cool and real. And she looks up at me and she brushes my arm. Like that. I was like, oh, maybe this is how, like, LA women communicate. You know, we're all artists and actors. Maybe they're just a little touchy-feely. I was like, okay. And then I was like, oh, wait, you're a server. Maybe she wants some more water or something. I was like, oh, did you want a refill? She's like, I'd like some whiskey.
Oh.
I was like, oh, naive Southerner. I'm like, I'm from the South. I love whiskey. The Jack Daniel distillery is down there. That is a great spot. She's like, I thought you liked whiskey. I was like, oh, what? Why is this? I'm like, so then I'm like, maybe women just kind of like talk in that manner. Because they're all about like the image, you know, very into social media out here. So I'm like, maybe that's just how she is. So I'm like, I'll be back with your whiskey. That was a little strange. So I get her drink, and I bring it to her, and I set it down, and I'm like, okay, here's your drink. And guys, I'm kid you not, all of a sudden she stands up, and she's like standing right in front of me. And this is a crowded restaurant, and I can see my manager watching me, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna get in trouble. He's gonna think I said something wrong to her and fire me. I'm just overthinking again, my problem. And she's like, I'd like to take you out.
Ooh.
I was like, oh, naive Southerner. I'm like, well, I love Santa Monica. I love the pier. It is so fun down there. She's like, you want to go to Santa Monica? I was like, well, yeah, with your friends. That'd be great. She was like, just me.
Oh.
I'm asking you on a date. I was like, oh, she's a lesbian. And guys, the thing is, I love lesbians. That is great. But I've never been hit on one, so I didn't know how to react. Like, do I tell her I'm not a lesbian? That might hurt her feelings. Or what if it makes her angry? What if she, like, cusses me out? I just didn't know what to say. And so I'm, like, in this frenzy to think of a response, and I just say, I swing the other way.
Oh.
I'm like, I swing the other way? What? I feel like Vince Vaughn would say that in a movie. And he probably did, because I didn't know what to say. And I was like, oh my gosh. I just walked away. I was like, I swing the other way. And so anyway, I went to my manager. End of the restaurant, he comes up to me and gives me a finger. And I was like, oh no, what did I do? He was like, your woman wanted me to give you this.
Oh.
And it's her number with a winky smiley.